Okay, okay. I'll see your blue avian and raise the pink one. Today, a simple meditation on simplification and an understanding or coming to understand the true nature of the situation through the funneling of that simplification till you get to the point where you realize on a fundamental level it doesn't matter if you can deal with it or you can't deal with it. The flow continues, the journey goes on. When I become extremely overwhelmed with the immense and inherent complications of life, it seems the more that our advancing society gives us forms of, material comfort or technological do-ha-has or extending our life through medical procedures or advancements or new discoveries in science, as much as it improves our lives, it complicates our lives. But it's important to know, I think, I don't know, but here's a theory, that the struggles and the anxieties and the problems and the conflicts that the human soul experiences today in 2016 in this society are the same as would be presented to any other human soul at any other point in human development. Now, I don't mean to overly simplify. Clearly, there's times of, immense struggle, war, death, but for the everyday, I just can't take it anymore. That has probably been a playbook and a sentiment that echoes throughout time, right? Way into the ancient past and most likely far into the advanced future. So when I get overwhelmed and my mind is just spinning, and every time I look to distract myself from this spinning cog of problem, I just find myself with another spinning cog of problem, and underneath this anxiety, oh God, but even if that doesn't happen, well, what? And oh God, and tomorrow, and it's there in black and white. We're not going to make it. What do you mean? What am I going to do? In the midst of all that, I remind myself, and I take this opportunity to remind you, that when you let go of the specifics, let go of the words that are tax problems, financial difficulties, family strife, assault, victimhood, when you get, cancer, when you get rid of the names and you just understand them to be problems or things that can seem like a problem, when you simplify down, eventually I can get myself to the point where I can see things in a perfect analogy. And the analogy is this, and the simplified statement of what's going on. When you get rid of the specific titles and you boil it down, and you get rid of, fear of disease, it's fear of finances and you get rid of and you slowly deconstruct, and you let go of fear of death, and you let go of even that title, and you just understand what's really happening. Then you may come to realize, as I have come to realize, that really, this is a true statement. I am standing on a boat that's floating down a river. It's a journey. And whether you want to get from point A to point B, time is linear on our little segments of the journey. If there's a cosmic wheel that keeps on spinning, we're not going to see it within the realm and the framework of these small biological lives. We will either come to know that or accept that as from whether it's being reported to us by the man of science in his white coat, or the man of religion in his or her white coat, or the scientists can be girls too. We see that we can come to understand that there's a beginning or an end, or maybe no end, or who knows. But for this little slice that we get to experience in this incarnation, if there's other incarnations, I don't know. But I do feel fairly certain that I'm alive right now. And whether I want to or don't want to, the river of time is taking me from point A to point B. Whether I fight it, resist it, struggle with it, it's going to take me from point A to point B. Whatever may happen, however the river may twist and turn, however the boat may buckle, I am standing on a boat that's floating down a river, and it's going in one direction, the future. And it will continue to do so, no matter the twists and tribulations that may or may not occur in my life or your life or some other person's life. Yet we journey, and yet we are inevitably brought by the river of time through the flow into an inevitable future. Now, I'm not saying that doing that, coming to that simplification, does anything to solve those external complications. I mean, at its worst, a retreat into a meditative, mindful state could be seen as a solipsistic navel gazing, right? Or denial, right? It's not happening. I'm on a boat floating down a river, right? But I dare say this. It may be the fact that come time to time, we may find ourselves in periods of strife and struggle where, baby, it doesn't make any sense to continue to be freaking out. And it probably makes sense to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out and remind yourself, you're standing on a boat, floating down a river. Okay? And that's that. What do you think about that? Love you lots. Peace.